I very nearly killed it, but my single seed challenge is alive. Hi, I'm Rachel. Welcome back to Auxhart Gardening. Today's video is just a short little update on my single seed challenge. If you haven't heard of the single seed challenge, it is something started by Scott Head over at Black Gumbo Southern Gardening, and the idea is to focus on a single seed over the course of your season to appreciate the power that exists within each seed. When we plant vegetable gardens, we tend to sow a lot of seeds all at once, choose the strongest plants, and continue to cull from a large group until we have the main plants that are producing in our gardens. And even then, we usually have more than one of each plant, and we can get very distracted from the value that each single seed provides. So for my single seed challenge this year, I chose a Brandywine pink tomato. I got these seeds from one of my YouTube friends. I'll put their name on the screen. And I don't normally grow slicer eating tomatoes because I really prefer salsas and sauces, but the flavor on this tomato is supposed to be really, really good. And so I figured, well, if I'm gonna like any tomato raw, maybe I'll like this one raw. And also, I don't have a need to grow a whole bunch of them in my garden because I know I'm not going to eat a lot of them. So it's kind of a perfect candidate for a single seed challenge. And I had it going so well until one day I was doing the thing where I just run my hands across my seedlings, and it helps them simulate the wind so that they strengthen up their little stems and are stronger when they go outside. But I was a little too aggressive, and I was running my hand over the seedling, and I literally just snapped the stem in half. Boop. And I wish I had a video of it because it looked so sad. I panicked for a second. I was like, oh no, I've killed my single seed challenge. But then I remembered it's a tomato, and so I did a little surgery, and it is slowly coming back to life. You can see it lost a lot of leaves. Those are dry and crusty, but it did survive. And so what I did was I mounded up soil around the base. It wasn't entirely snapped off, it was held on by a little thread. So I kind of put it back up as if nothing had happened, and I mounded the soil up around it, and then I watered it really well, and I left it alone. I put it in the windowsill, that way it was away from other plants and just everything, and I could keep an eye on it. And after, one day after, it still looked very sad. It was drooping. It had flopped all the way entirely over, but I kept waiting, and lo and behold, it started standing up straight all on its own and kind of came back to life from the dead. If this had been any other tomato plant, I probably wouldn't have bothered, but I do think it's really cool that something like that is possible. I think it is easier for tomatoes to do this, partially because they do have so many roots, but I think the fact that tomatoes can put out roots from literally anywhere on their stem is a big factor in this. I piled the soil up high above where it had snapped, not just to hold it up in place so that it could heal the stem itself, but because I know that the plant is capable of putting out new roots above where the cut happened. And so just like any tomato cutting that you might take and reroot and water, I did basically the same thing, but I didn't stick it in water. I think if it had been completely detached, that would have been the way to go. But this method worked out just fine, and it has not been recovered enough for me to kind of pull the soil away and check out how that is healing up. But I think that the plant, to a certain extent, has the ability to heal up things like that if you can hold it together properly. So I hope all of your single seed challenges are going better than mine. Mine has not died yet, but if it does, I will just start over, and that's okay. If this is the first time that you're hearing about it, you can go check out what everybody else is doing by going to the hashtag Single Seed Challenge 2022, and you'll see all the videos come up from this year. You can also check out last year and the year before. 2020 was the first year that Scott did this. And go see what people are doing. Support other people. I know all of you who are on this channel are really awesome and supportive people, and some of the people could probably use that positivity as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I wish you all happy gardening.